Hi there. Alright, just a second to make sure everything's coming through properly. Yeah, okay, there we go. Should load right into my last save. So, we should be on Novaria, right? Yeah, so, last time we made our way to Novaria, basically it's a meeting spot for various corporations deal in legally sketchy under-the-table deals. Also, we reached that part of it called Peak 15. It's full of bugs. By which I mean giant insect monsters that are trying to eat us, not actual game bugs. Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Yeah, now I remember I stopped outside here saying I'd do this next time. No, something's waiting for us up above.
Now entering
I have to remember it's space to do things, not E.
User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination chamber. Access to passenger tramways inadvisable.
So we don't go that way.
They're locked in.
It seems the trams to the subsidiary stations are beyond this.
Hostile contact!
Don't quit freaking out. You just said they're locked in.
Online. Connected to subsidiary facilities. How may I assist you?
What's this about loose contaminants?
Dangerous biological agents are present in the tramway decontamination chamber. The tram station has been sealed in the interest of crew safety. Activation of the fail-safe plasma jets is recommended prior to access.
How do I activate the failsafe system?
Controls for the fail-safe systems are located in the security checkpoint outside decontamination. User alert. The fail-safe system is currently inoperable.
What would it
Okay.
take to get the decon failsafes operating again?
There is a hardware fault in the control system. This can be repaired on-site using a standard Omni tool.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
Okay, this is too. I don't have the electronic skill to do that. That's interesting.
Control group, loosen them. They're in... Can't escape. The tunnels now. We're sorry. The leads couldn't get to the struck. Get out while you can.
He killed himself because he was part of whatever happened here?
Among my people, a suicide's body would be left for scavengers. The Nathak will get to him eventually.
So let me just look something up real quick. Because I forgot some of my controls. No, key binding. I just want to see if there's a, okay, G is grenade. And let me make a save because we are about to stupid. Oh, I can't. So it turns out I cannot activate the purge. Meaning I'm going to have to do this the fun way. Hi, buddy! Turns out my assault rifle is single shot now. Huh. Dude. Hey. Okay, bad news. A lot of damage, badly poisoned. Good news. Being a soldier means having enough HP regen that I can just tank that. Also, hi, Alex.
Central Station. Destination, Rift Station.
That was less of a mess than I expected.
Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Okay, what's over here? I think we wanted to go to the hot labs anyway, so this works. Hello, people.
Stand down. Sorry, we couldn't be sure what was on the tram.
Can those things work a train's controls?
Hell if I know. I'm not assuming any goddamn thing.
That's fair.
You're human, and that's enough that I won't shoot. But I'd like to know who you are.
My name is Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. The first we knew, the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
You were taken by surprise and had civilians to protect. You did a good job, Captain.
Yeah? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
Venezia. Is she still over there?
I don't know. I don't see what one person could do. There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. Can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs in the med bay.
So let's poke into this a bit.
Tell me about Rift Station.
I can't talk about everything. What do you need to know?
What kind of research is done here?
Beats me. I'm not supposed to know. So long as people don't start dying, it's not my problem.
Real need to know stuff, huh?
Tell me about the defenses here.
Secure enough that you shouldn't poke in corners.
I was just impressed with your operation. Being able to weather a week of assaults is no mean feat.
Only the best get assigned to high-security facilities like this. What impresses me most is the turrets, alarms, and cameras. They're all routed through a central location out by the quarantine labs. One guy can lock down the whole facility. The security hub's the last logical fallback, and we'd have cover from the turrets all the way.
Excuse me, just want to check something real quick. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I am unmuted. Had a weird feeling I was for some reason.
What can you tell me about the aliens?
Ask Dr. Olar. He's the only one who made it out of the hot labs. It's the only Volus left in here.
I need to know more about the situation in the hot labs.
The facility's off the network. The only way to find out would be to send scouts down the elevator, and I won't send my people to their death.
Tell me about the structure of the hot labs.
It's built into one of the glaciers further down the mountain. Real old, thick, stable one. Something goes wrong, they heat it up and sink it into the ice. Normally, the crew gets to the labs using a tram from Central Station. We've got an elevator that connects directly, but it's for emergency use only. Listen. I'm not sending my people down there. It's too dangerous. You understand?
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
So it's interesting to note they have an in case of emergency, namely sinking the hot labs. The hot labs were not sunk.
You're certain the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
How are your people holding up?
We weren't expecting the initial wave. They made it inside. We lost some good people. Those of us left are short-handed. We've kept order by long shifts and stems. I don't like it, but I don't see an alternative.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that.
Here comes the horde.
Hell! Man the perimeter!
Go, go, go!
Enemies everywhere!
Thanks for the help. Every few hours, a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
They always attack here? It's an obvious kill zone.
Their only other option is over the mountain and down through the ducts, and they freeze like everyone else. I don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts.
Well, we might as well go downstairs. Maybe we can talk to that Volus. Also, is there anything? No, nothing to do with this. Okay.
What?
You're a member of the science teams?
Recently transferred, yes.
What do you do here?
Molecular genetics. I specialize in biotic-enhanced allele-specific hybridization.
That's a bit technical for me.
I am very good at tracking inherited variations in genetic sequences. I'm sure you would find it quite dull.
You seem less upset at this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you interrupted.
Tell me about yourself.
I am Alestia Ialis from the University of Arraeus. Is there anything in particular you want to know, or should I just spout random facts?
Did I interrupt something?
I was meditating. I suppose to a species as brash as yours, it would appear to be inattention.
Do you know Matriarch Benezia?
Do you know President Huerta of Earth? I did not think so.
This
That's
one's
all for now.
useless.
Then I will return to my meditations.
Uncertain. I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing here.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively, I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days, or now, with forced cheer, I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
This doesn't seem like the time for commerce.
With nervous amusement, I have nothing else to do. Why not continue to run my kiosk?
You know what? That's actually kind of fair. If it's what keeps you from freaking
I'll
out.
see you later.
Grimly, I will hope it is so.
Can I talk to this one?
What? No! Sorry, I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Is there something you need?
What sort of work do you do here?
I can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
What do you know about the Hot Labs?
Nothing, I didn't work there. As far as I know, Han Olar was the only survivor.
Is he in the medical ward?
No, he's staying in the science team's quarters. Be gentle with him. He had a trying experience.
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
I'm looking for an Asari.
Asari? Well, there's Dr. Ialis over there. There's also our guest, Lady Benezia. Captain Ventralis might know where she is.
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
Watchdog protocol is active.
I could brute my way past there, but let me look around a bit more first.
I know you'd...
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
We don't need anything right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
What do you want?
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
And I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
So that's the thing the Solarian up above wouldn't tell us.
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature, but there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
It doesn't matter how safe you make it. Biological weapons are illegal.
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
Bit weird a conversation given current circumstances. Yeah, I'm just going to be annoyed.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
Is he right to keep people out?
No, the toxin has a brief period of viability. After that, it breaks down into simple protein chains. But he won't listen to me.
I want access to the maintenance area.
Yeah, this is...
I suppose. It's not allowed, but there's nothing back there. If you can save these men, I'll do that for you.
Like I said, this is where the, this is where a lot of corporations are doing their shady backroom dealings. Outside of Citadel's watch, legally questionable.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
How's the science team holding up?
Better than Ventralis' guards. They've been on alert since the first attack. I've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters. Once you're in there, look for our notes. It should just be a matter of following our processes.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
Can I save? Good. So it looks like I want to go around then down. Okay. No, I haven't yet. I should probably do that at some point.
Something you need?
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
Dr. Cohen says there's no risk of contamination.
All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
Fair enough.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
So we want to go back in there.
Got a smoke? We're all out.
Think about this a bit. That's the security. Actually, now I'm curious. Would security... What could I do in security? Supposedly that's where a lot of stuff is controlled with, like, turrets and the like. So maybe getting in there could be useful. Okay, never mind. Okay, I gotta go get permission for the quarantine labs. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the turrets to just fire off like that. And here's the quarantine in the barracks, so I'll want to go there next.
Something you need?
I've heard about the problems.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't.
Dr. Cohen says
he'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any
We'll just skip through all this.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
Wait, I just went the wrong way. Just get in here. This is quarantine in the barracks. Oh, here's Han. How you doing, buddy?
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access. Like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
We have to help the workers to get into maintenance.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Don't screw with me, they can't be Rachni.
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
That's the kind of thing a crazy person would say.
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
You think they were planning a theme park or something?
I heard you were at the Hot Labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
Answer the question.
Doctors on Muir. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon.
Okay.
I closed the door. I killed her.
If you hadn't, you'd be dead too.
Of course. That is perfectly true.
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the Hot Labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
I'll be leaving now.
Okay, this one will get you.
How can you tell jokes?
So this hydrogen atom says to another hydrogen, I lost my electron.
I've heard this one.
And the other hydrogen says, man, are you sure? I'm positive.
That's terrible. Keep up the good work.
Just shut up. God.
Oh, hey, storage locker. We also picked up some Codex stuff. Primary.
50, though now extinct, the Rachni once threatened every species in Citadel space. Over 2,000 years ago, explorers foolishly opened a mass relay to a previously unknown system and encountered something never seen before or since, a species of spacefaring insects guided by a hive mind intelligence. Unfortunately, the Rachni were not peaceful, and the galaxy was plunged into a series of conflicts known as the Rachni Wars. Attempts to negotiate were futile, as it was impossible to make contact with the Hive Queens that guided the race from beneath the surface of their toxic home world. The emergence of the Krogan ended the Rachni Wars. Bred to survive the harshest environments, the Krogan were able to strike at the Queens in their lairs and reclaim conquered Council worlds. But when Krogan fleets pressed them back to their homeworld, the Rachni refused to surrender, and the Krogan eradicated them from the galaxy.
And then that led to the whole problem with the uplifted Krogan, and then the Genopage, and yeah, just one long series of terrible messes. I want to check equipment, because I might have a better sniper for Garrus. Not really. That's maintenance, where I can't go just yet.
You're not part of the crew.
Call me Shepard. I'm a Spectre, sent by the Citadel.
There aren't any human specters.
Look, Plague doesn't care who you are. This lab is under quarantine.
What do you want?
I have Ventralis's permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Here we go. We've isolated 4 chemicals that can be combined to counteract the toxin. They must be mixed in precise quantities. As each chemical is poured, the equipment will mark the minimum and maximum amount that will work. Too little or too much will spoil the result. Come on. That got closer than I would have liked. Okay, it's just a simple timing thing. Not what I meant to do.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
We'll see about that, bitch.
Thank you.
You're a sleeper agent for Venezia.
I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
Need my shields restored. That got scary for a second. Oh, hey, a medical kit. Anything in here? Nothing in here.
Command, looks like that Asari doctor killed the guard.
They came out of there.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Venezia brought them with her.
Mostly just the damage. Okay.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go back to hand in the materials. And the cure over, and I should be able to come back and go to maintenance. Did I get confused? Wait, no. This way, down to the medical bay.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall, she just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look. The guards? They've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. And there are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough. That... Oh, God, what a cliche. You saved their lives. Do you know that?
Charm for the win.
Could you spare a few medical packs? They're worth their weight in gold up here.
You didn't get these from me. Ventralis wanted them saved for his people. I need to administer this. Thanks again.
So another big boost to Paragon. Just let me give it a quick check. Oh, I forgot we had a codex entry.
After the thresher moths are subterranean carnivores that spend their entire lives eating or searching for something to eat. Threshers reproduce via spores that can lie dormant for millennia, yet are robust enough to survive prolonged periods in deep space and atmospheric re-entry. As a result, thresher spores appear on many worlds, spread by previous generations of space travelers. The body of a thresher never entirely leaves the ground. Only the head and tentacles erupt from the earth to attack. In addition to physical attacks, threshers have the ability to project toxic chemicals and emit bursts of infrasound as a shockwave weapon. The Alliance first encountered threshers on the colony of Akuz in 2177. After contact was lost with the Pioneer team, Marine units were deployed to investigate. The shore parties were set upon by hungry threshers, and nearly the entire assault force was killed. Alliance forces recommend engaging threshers with vehicle-mounted heavy weapons.
So, because we took the sole survivor background, there's been constant mention of us surviving some incident on Akuz. It's probably this. I just want to check something. No, I don't have more charm yet. Could be level-based as well. Maintenance should be down here, I think. Oh! Yeah, I should have checked his inventory. You know... Yeah, let's just double back for it real quick. Thanks for the heads up. We only ever found the one, and then I just kind of forgot all about it.
Pleasant to see you well.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventralis.
You know what? While I'm here and thinking about it, let's sort through equipment real quick. All right. I think Erdnot's mostly been using a shotgun. Okay, what I want to do now is...
Relieved. It's pleasant to see
Let's have a look.
I'm going to sell off my weapons and other stuff.
Most of
I'll
my
keep the
stock
mods.
is inappropriate.
Actually, I should sell my stuff less than Mark IV right now. Because this junk has an annoying habit of piling up. If I'm not mistaken, 2 did a good job of fixing this. There we go. Coincidentally, after this planet, we should go back to Citadel. I can probably get 1 or 2 pieces of the real high-end stuff. I thought about getting the Titan armor. It's just... You know how they have the really, really good stuff at Requisitions and CSEC? I was thinking of going there after this planet and seeing what I can get. Good time to make a hard save. There we go.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
We don't have to fight. You can return to the Citadel with us.
I think not.
Okay, let's shoot the wannabe Lord of the Rings villain. Yeah, it's the hat. It just screams, "Hi, I really wish I was in Lord of the Rings." That's a level up. Who are we looking for? Man, this thing's heavy hitting. I like how her super awesome biotic power is the ability to open doors. I'm not the only one who noticed that, right? Okay, who's left?
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will... You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
How can he compel you? He's not even here.
People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
The ship that attacked Eden Prime? I didn't think anything that size could land on a planet.
It has a very powerful mass effect drive, but that is not Sovereign's true power. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
Tell me where the Mu gate is before I lose my temper.
Of course, Commander. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's location isn't enough. We need to know where to go from there.
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should... you should... die.
Oh boy. Oh, I got frozen. How rude. Sorry.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
You're free of the indoctrination again?
I still hear it like metal on metal, squealing and reverberating. No light. They always said there would be a...
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
You know, this is going to sound a bit weird, but am I then reminded of the oars from Star Control 2?
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all.
This is going to be a fun conversation.
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. The children we birthed were stolen from us before they could learn to sing. They are lost to silence. And their suffering, they cannot be saved. They will only cause harm as they are.
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, they stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
Makes sense. A baby left alone in a closet until he's 16 won't be sane.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
If you're sure they can't be saved.
It is lamentable, but necessary. Do what you must. Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
There are acid tanks rigged up on that thing. Set them off. Millions of my ancestors died to put these things down. Don't let them come back.
If you kill her, you consign an entire race to death. We should let the Citadel Council decide her fate.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
Are you stupid? Your people didn't fight these bastards, so maybe you don't get it.
I'd like to have the Rachni on our side in the future.
Do what you want. My people will clean up this mess later, just like we did for the Solarians.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of
Thing minimized for a split second, don't know why.
Great. Bugs are writing songs about you. Mark my words, you'll regret this.
I never leveled up. Okay, so I guess what I'm doing now is Spectre training, so I can finally revive people with Unity, and to get a bit more damage out of my guns. I've got to get those last 2 points of charm somehow. Meanwhile, letting her free is probably the more interesting option, because I bet she comes back later. Yeah, they're only getting 2 points. Well, that's in the codex. You know what? Let's get out of here so we don't have that droning in the background. Okay, that's far enough. What's in equipment?
The Normandy is Sovereign is the flagship of the rogue Spectres Saren. An enormous dreadnought larger than any other ship in any known fleet. It is crewed with both Geth and Krogan. At 2 kilometers long, its spinal-mounted main gun is likely capable of penetrating another dreadnought's kinetic barriers with a single shot. How Saren acquired this incredible warship is unknown. The prevailing opinion is that Sovereign is a Geth construct, while others believe it is a Prothean relic. Its design, however, hints at a more alien and mysterious origin. The attack on Eden Prime demonstrated Sovereign's ability to generate mass effect fields powerful enough to land on a planetary surface. This implies it has a massive Element Zero core and the ability to generate staggering amounts of power.
We'll, get to the bottom of that a little later.
An artificial mass relays are feats of Prothean engineering advanced far beyond the technology of any living species. They are enormous structures scattered throughout the stars and can create corridors of virtually mass-free space, allowing instantaneous transit between locations separated by years or even centuries of travel using conventional FTL drives. Primary mass relays can propel ships thousands of light years, often from one spiral arm of the galaxy to another. However, they have fixed one-to-one connections. A primary relay connects to one other primary relay and nowhere else. Secondary relays can only propel ships across a few hundred light years. However, they are omnidirectional. A secondary relay can send a ship to any other relay within its limited range. There are many dormant primary relays whose corresponding twins have not yet been located. These are left inactive until their partner is charted, as established civilizations are unwilling to blindly open a passage that might connect them to a hostile species.
So from what we've seen, these are basically giant guns that fire spaceships. You fly near one, it activates, it shoots you off to somewhere. Coincidentally, a lot of this is going to get very interesting later in the game as it starts to reveal these stakes and what we're dealing with. But again, I'm not going to talk about it now. That's all later stuff.
Are you here to secure the situation?
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
Nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
I don't understand anything yet. What were you doing here?
Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
They brought it here to wake it up?
Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass-produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
So, as we noted, anyone who hangs around Saren too long starts to become weirdly obedient. That's probably how this happened. He stuck around a while and they suddenly got their idea, and suddenly, hey, let's clone a killer bug species suddenly sounded like a really awesome idea.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Then all we need to do is bring her here.
No, I am sorry, but this will not work. These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct.
Hi, buddy. So how'd that sneak up given it's a freaking huge bug? So, yeah.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Sic Semper
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
Ah! So, let's try that
Activate
again.
the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
Are there any survivors in here?
Lady Benezia, an executive secretary of Binary Helix, is on the operations deck. There are no other living crew members within the lab structure.
How many Rachni are in here?
I'm sorry, the sensor network is too damaged to provide an accurate count.
Give me your best guess.
Guessing is beyond my design parameters, Commander.
What's the status of the facility?
Containment breach in Laboratory Pod Gamma. The neutron purge system is functional, but has not been armed.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
So, let me think. Okay. So I gotta find somebody who can tell us a code. Oh, I can just take it off him.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega. Local execution.
Yeah, the mumble was funny.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
Run like hell. Good. So the problem is poison goes right through the shields.
Eat this!
Okay, so I have to press again to detonate. That's weird. Yeah, you see the radars. We can't see it, but the radar is lit up pretty badly right now. Time to run. I'll handle leveling up once I'm out of here. Still no last 2 points. All right. I think I just want to go up here. It doesn't work. Actually, the tram might be the best bet.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu Relay?
The Mu Relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The Commander's right. We can't rush off blind. We need more to go on.
What about Liara T'Soni? The Matriarch's daughter. Isn't she some kind of expert on the Protheans?
Yeah, right. Her mother was working for Saren. I bet she is too.
But Nezia helped us in the end. Maybe Liara will too. At the very least, we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster to find her.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
Novaria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch it through to the Council?
Oh, this should be fun.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then release the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
Surprisingly, nobody questioned that I basically killed one of the biggest names in the Sorry race. Oops. So, we want to go back to Citadel. What's the asteroid about? Maybe we'll check that next.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our fail-safes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network. It can't affect any external systems, but we don't have any direct access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core. Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
We'll look into that in a bit. That might actually be the Pinnacle Station DLC. Codex entry. Dispersal of heat generated by onboard systems is a critical issue for a ship. It cannot deal with heat. The crew may be cooked within the hull. Radiation is the only way to shed heat in a vacuum. Civilian vessels utilize large, fragile radiator panels that are impossible to armor. Warships use diffuse radiator arrays, DRA, ceramic strips along the exterior of the armored hull. These make the ship appear striped to thermographic sensors, since the arrangement of the stripes determines the internal configuration of the ship. The patterns for each vessel are unique and striking. On older ships, the DRA strips could become red or white hot, dubbed tiger stripes or war paint by humans. The glowing DRA has a psychological impact on pirates and irregular forces. Strip radiators are not as efficient as panels, but if damaged by enemy fire, the ship only loses a small portion of its total radiation capacity. In most cases, a vessel's DRA alone allows it to cruise with no difficulties. Operations deep within the solar system can cause problems. A ship engaged in combat can produce titanic amounts of heat from maneuvering, burns, and weapons fire. When fighting in high heat environments, warships employ high-efficiency droplet heat sinks. In a droplet system, tanks of liquid sodium or lithium absorb heat within the ship. Liquid is vented from spraying nozzles near the bow as a thin sheet of millions of micrometer scale droplets. The droplets are caught at the stern and recycled into the system. The droplet system can sink 100 times as much heat as a DRA strips. Droplet sheets resemble surface ships' wake through water. The wake peels out in sharp turns, spreading a fan of droplets as the ship changes vectors and leaves the coolant behind. Okay, we got a few things we want to look at. We'll probably do the Prestige class, you say. Right, we should do the Rogue VI next, but I want to at least look at requisitions. And maybe another quest or two has shown up.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Hi?
Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
We weren't told to expect you, sir. I would have prepared a formal greeting.
Spare me the pleasantries. I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. And the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship and you.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard? I don't begrudge the politician's decision to throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
You don't approve of the Normandy's design?
This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander. Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
We'd be honored to show her to you, Admiral.
I'll just bet. Wait here. I won't be long. Commander, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Who designed that CIC? Putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
Modified Turian style. They prefer commanders looking over their subordinates rather than in the middle of them. We wanted to see how effectively they can command with that setup.
Reasonable goal, but they should have studied that in a lab rather than on a frontline warship. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits of element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
We can loiter in an enemy system and monitor traffic, or drop infiltration teams on enemy worlds. Normandy can be more effective than the Solarian STG.
Maybe. But that's not the job of a proper warship. We're supposed to find and kill the enemy fleet, not count how many times their garrison goes to the bathroom. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment.
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
I think the Normandy is a good ship, sir. Even if you disagree, you have to see that her joint construction and multiracial crew make the Alliance look better.
Your job is to look good, Commander. The Alliance navies is to win wars. I'm not convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I'd planned. Good hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
Yep. Paragon dialogue is kind of neat sometimes. Oh, hey, Codex entry.
Combat Heart. A mass accelerator propels a solid metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. The slug is designed to squash or shatter on impact, increasing the energy it transfers to the target. If this were not the case, it would simply punch a hole right through, doing minimal damage. Accelerator design was revolutionized by Element Zero. A slug lightened by a mass effect field can be accelerated to greater speeds, permitting projectile velocities that were previously unattainable. If accelerated to a high enough velocity, a simple paint chip can impact with the same destructive force as a nuclear weapon. However, mass accelerators produce recoil equal to their impact energy. This is mitigated somewhat by the mass effect fields that rounds are suspended within. But weapon recoil is still the prime limiting factor on slug velocity.
All right, let's get a move on.
Alliance officials have raided a dangerous cult controlled by a former Alliance officer, Major Kyle. Major Kyle surrendered and is now being treated for severe post-traumatic stress disorder.
The results of one of my earlier antics. Oh, is this it?
Commander Shepard? Khaleesa been seen in Al Jalani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
What do you want to know?
You've been given a unique position to represent our race. People want to get a sense of how you'll do that. Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
The Spectres represent the best of every species in the galaxy. To be asked to join them is an honor.
Some have said your appointment is the Citadel throwing humans a bone. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
Yeah, I think this is the one you can punch, but like I said, since it's Paragon, we're not doing that.
The Council is concerned with the needs of the whole galactic community. We're part of that community now. Our needs are on their agenda, but we're one of many.
You really do believe that, don't you? You've been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
Actually, the Normandy was co-developed by human and Turian engineers. Its design incorporates many innovations, all of which are classified, I'm afraid.
So the Turians have knowledge of the Normandy that is being kept secret from the Alliance public? Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I wasn't aware it had been handed over to anyone. I'm in command, and last I checked, I'm human. Same goes for my crew.
Human, yes, but you do work for the Citadel now, Commander. Speaking of your new job, did the Council order you to sabotage human research concern on Noveria?
I'm afraid I can't discuss the details of my missions.
So you were there on a mission from the Council? That's very interesting. Given your recent experiences, do you think humanity will ever get the respect it deserves from the galactic community?
Respect's a funny thing. People always assume they deserve it. The truth is, respect is earned, and I firmly believe we can earn it.
You're an idealist, Commander, but a sincere one. I hope you're right. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
I'm afraid I can't comment on whatever my current assignment may or may not be.
Don't worry, we'll find out. The eyes of Earth are on you. Don't let us down. Thank you for your time, Commander Shepard.
That's So, yeah, like I said, that's the one you can punch, but we're not doing it because this isn't a Renegade run. Hilariously, she does show up in all 3 games. I'm told the Paragon version of doing the Paragon path through all 3 games leads to some interesting results. Okay, behind me. I want to go to requisitions. As for Cerberus, we'll be finding out a lot about them a little later.
Good to see you, Commander.
I went the wrong way, didn't I? Yep. You know, one of the things I actually brought 2 and all its DLC back in the day when it first launched and was actually on Steam. Getting the DLC was a pain in the butt. I am so glad this just has it all bundled in now. It's one of the reasons I brought it. That, and I missed Mass Effect 3 when it's launched, and I told myself I wasn't going to buy it until they had some sort of complete version, and then this is what happened.
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you've got.
I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Yeah, those are Mark 7 weapons. Do we have one of these? I don't think we do, so we'll take it. So, the heavy armor is... Yeah, getting the Titan from back on Noveria. Yeah, you know what? For a while, I noticed they had, like... A few places had a Mass Effect Trilogy bundle, but it was just the 3 base games and none of the DLC. So, them finally bundling it all together, especially now that it's all out, this is really the best way to play the game, because you really want to start at the first game, play through it, port to the second, play through that with all your changes carrying over, you know. Can't have this yet. Oh well. Oh, I could sell this. Okay. Let me see, where's this take me?
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, Serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant.
Oh, I could skip this, we heard it already. You know, I heard 3's multiplayer was surprisingly good. Something I did have some fun with, though it's hard to get a group, hard to find people playing. Dragon Quest Inquisition can be surprisingly fun. It's very simple multiplayer, but it can be surprisingly fun. One other thing I want to check. Is there fast travel anywhere near here? Okay, there we go. it does. It's like you basically pick a. You get to pick from any of a list of character classes, which you level up. You find new equipment for them, and you travel through like these semi-randomized dungeons. It's actually kind of fun. It is very basic. Oh, yep. There's what we wanted to see. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, this is what it looks like when Evolis dances. Also, it looks like we have the option to dance, which means we get to see the best dance in the entire game. Actually, funny thing, I think they updated it for Legendary. I don't think he used to bring his arms up in the original game. It was hilariously bad. Yet do the shepherd. Yes. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else here for us, really. So... Oh, I think it's C-Second Awards. Yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah, you know what? Let's give the shops a quick check in case of licenses. So that would be wards, markets, and we'll look around a bit. Where do the markets go? Is that somewhere? Where do the licenses go? That's somewhere on the ship? Not you, not you. Not you. You?
Welcome back, EarthClan. Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
Show me what you've got.
Most excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Okay, here's a license. Yeah, Normandy Quartermaster. We'll probably want to look to them in a moment. Now we'll want to go down to...
Commander Shepard, it's me, Conrad Werner. Remember me?
Oh, it's the weird fan.
There are rumors on the extranet that you've been made the first human Spectre. That's incredible.
Being a Spectre is a big responsibility. I just want to make humanity proud.
The vids are all talking about Commander Shepard fighting for all of us back home. And they also say that you don't take crap from anybody. You're showing them what humans can do. Hey, can I get your picture?
I'm gonna regret this.
I don't have a problem with it, but why?
You're a hero, Shepard. Decades from now, humanity's going to remember you. And I'll have your picture. Just hold up your gun. Perfect.
That's not weird or anything.
Thanks again, Commander. I'm gonna hang this in my living room. My wife will love it.
I regret everything I just did. Right, lower market. There's probably another store or two down there.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Okay, it would be standard items if it's a unique. Yep. Here's another license. Might as well take those upgrades. Yeah, okay. I think that's the only store down here, so... There are any other stores we could check? I don't think there are. So we should go back to CSEC. Hanar on the pursuit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I know where you mean now. We'll give him a look. Thank you. Presidium. Financial District.
not what Jake would want.
Who are you to tell me what my husband would want?
What's
I
up?
don't care what you think, Michael. It's my decision.
I know you're hurting, Rebecca, but don't let your grief hurt your baby too.
Can I help you with anything?
Perhaps you can talk some sense into her.
I don't need anyone to talk sense into me, Michael. I'm not undergoing the treatments.
My sister-in-law here is pregnant, and she's refused to let the baby undergo gene therapy in utero.
I thought gene therapy was common.
My husband Jacob died from a rare heart condition several months ago.
There's a chance that the baby could develop the same heart condition, but routine gene therapy can eliminate it.
A very small chance, Michael. And extranet reports say the therapy could harm the child.
It's less dangerous than the genetic enhancements that every soldier in the Alliance receives.
What are the chances that your child will develop the heart condition?
According to the doctors, there's a 1 in 50 chance. And if my baby develops the condition, medical treatments are available.
Which are nowhere near as effective as simply getting the gene therapy.
What are the chances that gene therapy could hurt the baby?
1 in 300 at most.
But extranet articles say there could still be long-term complications we don't know about. Don't you understand? If my baby is that 1 in 300, I will always wonder if I killed my baby for nothing.
Yo, her body, her problem.
It's Rebecca's child, Michael. I think you should honor her decision.
Damn it, she's not choosing. She's acting blindly out of grief.
I know you want the best for your brother's child, but this isn't your decision.
Of course it is. I'm the closest thing to a father this baby is going to have.
Also, I kind of worded that a bit wrong, but...
Then support the baby's mother. Stand with her when she makes tough decisions.
This baby is the only thing my brother... It's all I have left of him. I need to know that the baby's safe.
It's all I have left too, Michael.
I just want Jacob's child to be safe. I want to give him that much.
We will. I promise. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Okay. We're near the Emporium. There's the Hanar in question.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Okay.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
View upgrades. Okay, we'll want to go.
Commander, it is good to see you again.
Yeah,
Would you care to
yeah.
see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Check standard items. That's where the unique stuff usually ends up. There's a license. Now what we should do is go back, and I'd like to check the quartermaster now that we're holding all this stuff. So Ward, CSEC, because that goes down to the docks. This way? This way.
In entertainment news, Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with Elcor cast members. The production will open dramatic theater to the Elcor with a Hamlet who uses Elcor body language and pheromones. Kitt claims that
We heard this one already.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Codex entry.
The Normandy is ship mobility dominates space combat. The primary objective is to align the mass accelerator along the bow with the opposing vessel's broadside. Battles typically play out as artillery duels, fought at ranges measured in thousands of kilometers, though assaults through defended mass relays often occur at knife fight ranges, as close as a few dozen kilometers. Most ship-to-ship engagements are skirmishes between patrol vessels of cruiser weight and below, with dreadnoughts and carriers only deployed in full-scale fleet actions. Battles in open space are short and often inconclusive, as the weaker opponent typically disengages. Once a ship enters FTL flight, the combat is effectively over. There are no sensors capable of tracking them or weapons capable of damaging them. The only way to guarantee an enemy will stand and fight is to attack a location they have a vested interest in, such as a settled world or a strategically important mass relay.
So, space combat, little bit of a rarity. That's another codex entry. Heat limits the length and intensity of ship-to-ship combat. Starships generate enormous heat when they fire high-energy weapons, perform maneuvering burns, and run onboard combat electronics. In combat, warships produce heat more quickly than they can disperse it. As heat builds within a vessel, the crewed spaces become increasingly uncomfortable. Before the heat reaches lethal levels, the ship must win or retreat by entering FTL. After an FTL run, the ship halts, shuts down non-essential system, and activates the heat radiation gear. Combat endurance varies by ship design and by the battle's location. Battles in the deep cold of interstellar space can go on for some time. Engagements close to a star are brief. Since habitable worlds are usually close to a star, battles over them are frantic. I do like that they really thought out a lot of this stuff. Like, this is a lot of stuff where it's just not a thing in most sci-fi, or just idly hand-waved off the here. It's like, no, wait, space is actually a thing. Oh, hey, point defense systems. Probably another codex entry. A ship's General Area Defense Integration Anti-Spacecraft Network, Guardian, consists of anti-missile, anti-fighter laser turrets on the exterior hull. Because these are under computer control, the gunnery control officer needs to do little beyond turn the systems on and designate targets as hostile. Since lasers move at light speed, they cannot be dodged by anything moving at non-relativistic speeds. Unless the beam is aimed poorly, it will always hit its target. In the early stages of the battle, the Guardian fire is 100% accurate. It is not 100% lethal, but it doesn't have to be. Damaged fighters must break off for repairs. Lasers are limited by diffraction. The beam spreads out, decreasing the energy density, watts per M2, the weapon can place on a target. Any high-powered laser is a short-ranged weapon. Guardian networks have another limitation: heat. Weapons-grade lasers require cooldown time, during which heat is transferred to sinks or radiators. As lasers fire, heat builds within them, reducing damage, range, and accuracy. Fighters attack in swarms. The first few will be hit by Guardian, but as battle continues, the effects of laser overheat allows the attackers to press ever closer to the ship. Constant use will burn out a laser. Guardian lasers typically operate on infrared frequencies. Shorter frequencies would offer superior stopping power and range, but degradation of focal arrays and mirrors would make them expensive to maintain, and most prefer mechanical reliability over bleeding-edge performance where lives are concerned. Solarians, however, use near-ultraviolet frequency lasers with 6 times the range, believing that having additional time to shoot down incoming missiles is more important. Lasers are not blocked by the kinetic barriers of capital ships, however the range of lasers limits their use to rare knife fight range ship-to-ship combat. Yeah, the other thing they really established is it is very expensive to build a ship, and for a whole variety of reasons, the really big ships are actually pretty rare. I swear there was something else I could have seen in here. Oh, there's a Viewpoint Codex entry. New space travelers ask, what does it look like outside a ship moving at faster than light speed? Part of the answer can be seen on a simple plane of glass. Light travels slower through glass than it does through open air. Light also moves slower in conventional space than it does at high-speed Mass Effect field. This causes refraction. Any light entering at an angle is bent and separated into a spectrum. Objects outside the ship will appear refracted. The greater difference between the object exterior and subjective interior speeds of light, the greater the refraction. As the subjective speed of light is raised within the field, objects outside will appear to redshift, eventually becoming visible only to radio telescope antenna. High-energy electromagnetic sources, normally hidden to the eye, become visible in the high blue spectrum. As the speed of light continues to be raised, X-ray, gamma ray, and eventually cosmic ray sources become visible. Stars will be replaced by pulsars, the acceleration disks of black holes, quasars, and gamma ray bursts. To an outside observer, a ship within a Mass Effect drive envelope appears blue-shifted. If within a field that allows travel at twice the speed of light, any radiation it emits has twice the energy as normal. If the ship is in a field of about 200 times light speed, it radiates visible light as X-rays and gamma rays, and the infrared heat from the hull is blue-shifted up into the visible spectrum or higher. Ships moving at FTL are visible at greater distances though the signatures will only propagate at the speed of light. Yeah. The other thing they established is it really sucks to be a fighter. Oh, hey. The Alliance Military Vocational Code System classifies the career path of all serving personnel. The MVC consists of one letter and one number. A soldier's MVC indicates proficiency, not rank. The letter notes career path. The number indicates level of experience as indicated by service record, technical scores, and commendations. All 26 letters are used and numbers run from 1 to 7. N is the letter code for Special Forces personnel. So you'll know N7 is kind of a big icon in this game. It basically means we are Special Forces, top proficiency. Spiffy. I should have gone through this earlier. Cabins give each individual 10 cubic meters of space. On larger vessels, private rooms are common. As ships get smaller, the number of crews packed into a single wardroom increases. Asari prefers shared spaces even on large vessels, while Krogan territorial instincts makes it impossible for them to cohabitate even on the smallest ships. On smaller vessels, hot bunking is the norm. Crew members assigned to different watches share the same bunk. When one gets off duty, he wakes up the person in the bunk. While that crewman is on duty, the first gets his rack time. Spacecraft compartments can be isolated by airtight doors in case of decompression. The cinematic version of explosive decompression is fiction. Hold compartments either take enough damage that occupants are killed instantly, or leak slowly enough that they are able to reach protective gear. Countermeasures are equipped with emergency life support apparatus, fireproof plastic bubbles with air bottles, all when stowed, ELSA comfortably accommodate one individual inflated. Damage control procedure cuts off ventilation to burning compartments. Without oxygen to consume, fires die in seconds. The compartment is repressurized afterwards for a crew recovery. Mass Effect fields create an artificial gravity, AGRAV, playing below the decks, preventing muscle atrophy and bone loss in zero-G. Large vessels arrange their decks perpendicular to their thrust axis. The highest decks are at the bow, and the lowest at the engines. This allows AGRAV to work with the internal effects of thrust. Ships that can land arrange their decks laterally so the crew can move about while the vessel is on the ground. Warships normally turn off their agrav systems during combat, reducing the heat generated by systems and increasing combat endurance. To provide a point of reference for the navigation in zero-G, floors are painted a different color from the walls and ceiling. More codex. The Alliance uses a modified version of the ranking system that has been used for hundreds of years. Soldiers are classified into rank and file enlisted personnel, experienced non-commissioned officers, NCOs, and specially trained officers. The divide between naval personnel and ground forces, Marines, is small. Ground units are a specialized branch of the fleet, just as fighter squadrons are. This unity of command is imposed by the futility of fighting without control of orbit. Without the Navy, an army is pointless. The Marines, as a matter of pride, maintain some of their traditional rank titles. For example, Marines have privates and corporals instead of servicemen. In a sense of order responsibility, the ranks of the Alliance are... I'm not really going to read all that. It's just a list. We can look to it later if it somehow becomes important. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay comm buoys that can daisy-chain a transmission via lasers. Comm buoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low-mass space. Tight beam communication lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere in the network. The networks connect across regions by communications lasers through the mass relays. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination and the closest buoy. So long as all parties remain within half a light second, 150,000 kilometers, of buoys, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes, around uninhabited outer system gas giants, and other unsettled areas. During wartime, comm buoy networks are the first targets of attack. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means carrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. Again, they really thought out the logistics of, okay, so how do you do this stuff, but it's in space? Looks like I want to go... Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where the hell is the quartermaster. Okay, here we go. Yeah, right as I said it, going down the elevator. Oh, you probably want to hear this.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Oh, that must be a 2 thing, I guess.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Oh, there you go. There's a requisition officer. Yeah, I'll try again in a moment.
Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Also, hi, Retro.
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
So, let's see. Any heavy armors? Scorpion 5. Weirdly, this seems to be exactly the same as the armor I'm currently wearing. I am confused by this. Nothing of extreme interest.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Yeah, the weird part is when I compare it, is this a bug? It's showing the exact same stats as what I currently have, which is Ursa 4. Let me check something. Easy way to check this. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Oh, sorry. I'll double back. That's weird. That is very weird. Also, wait. Double back. There is demands that I do a very specific thing, and I'm going to go do it. Does it happen?
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Okay, so I have to do it twice.
So long, Rex.
Shepard. Shepard, what can I do for you?
Yeah, it's a lot faster now. It doesn't look like it's happening, annoyingly.
Shepard.
Do I have to do something specific?
Shepard, what can I do for you?
I was like, it might...
So long, Rex.
It might be a sequel thing.
Shepard.
Meanwhile... we gotta get a move on. We're going to handle the Rogue VI, because apparently that does something for our class. You know, I have not done his dialogue. I could try that.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
The Krogan basically suffer from the warrior race thing going to its logical conclusion. They're a warrior race. What happens when you need to not warrior?
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
That opened something in the Codex. Couple things, actually. A genophage bioweapon was created to end the Krogan rebellions. From the start, the Krogan had overwhelmed the Council. Only timely first contact with the Turians saved the Council races. Turians fought the Krogan to a standstill, but sheer weight of Krogan numbers indicated the war could not be won through conventional means. Turians collaborated with the Solarians to genetically engineer a counter to the rapid breeding of the Krogan. It's worth noting, the Krogan homeworld is a bit of a hellhole. They were dying about as fast as they can breed, and once you got them off of that, it turned out, oh, nothing was keeping the burps in check. Yeah. The genophage virus gained the energy to replicate by eating key genetic sequences. Every cell in every Krogan had to be altered for the weapon to be foolproof. Otherwise, the Krogan could have used gene therapy to fix the affected tissue. Once a genophage strain could find no more genes to eat, it would starve and die, limiting spin-off mutation and contamination. This created genetic flaws hereditary. The Solarians believed this genophage would be used as a deterrent, a position the Turians viewed as naive. Once the project was complete, the Turians mass-produced and deployed it. The Krogan homeworld, their colonies, and all occupied worlds were infected. The resulting mutation made only 1 in 1,000 Krogan pregnancies carry to term. It did not reduce fertility, but offspring viability. The rare females able to carry children to term became prizes the Krogan warlords fought brutal battles over. The Krogan are a shadow of their former glory. While the rebellions took place centuries ago, they are constantly reminded of the horror of the genophage, and of their inability to counter it. The release of the genophage is still controversial, bitterly debated in many circles. After the Rachni War, the quick-breeding Krogan expanded at the expense of their neighbors. Warlords leveraged their veteran soldiers to siege living space, while the Council races were still grateful. Over centuries, the Krogan conquered world after world. There was always just one more needed. When the Council finally demanded withdrawal from the Asari colony of Lucia, Krogan overlord Redak stormed off the Citadel, declaring the Council to take their worlds back. But the Council had taken precautions. The finest STG operators and Asari huntresses had been drafted into a covert observation force. The Force's Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, the Spectres opened the war with crippling strategic strikes. Krogan planets went dark as computer viruses flooded the extranet. Sabotage antimatter refineries disappeared in blue-white annihilation. Headquarters stations shattered into orbit-clogging debris, rammed by pre-placed suicide raiders. Still, this only delayed the inevitable. The war would have been lost if not for the first contact with the Turians, who responded to Krogan threats with a prompt declaration of war. Being on the far side of Krogan space from the Council, the Turians advanced rapidly into lightly defended Krogan rear areas. The Krogan responded by dropping space stations and asteroids on Turian colonies. 3 worlds were rendered completely habitable. This was precisely the wrong approach to take with the Turians. Each is first and foremost a public servant, willing to risk his life to protect his comrades. Rather than increasing public war weariness, Krogan tactics stiffened Turian resolve. The arrival of Turian task forces saved many worlds from the warlords' marauding fleets, but it took development of the genophage bioweapon to end the war. There were decades of unrest. Afterwards, rogue warlords and holdout groups of insurgents refused to surrender or disappeared to the frontier system to become pirates. So, yeah. The big problem is we uplifted a rapidly breeding species that was kept in check by how hostile their planet was. Free of that, they bred like crazy, and now you've got a massively expanding army of war-happy aliens with nothing else to do. Oh dear. Does it happen now?
Shepard.
There you go.
Rex.
Oops, not what I meant to press. And just again for good measure.
Rex.
There you go. I did the meme. I'm going the wrong way. Way up is over here, right? Yeah. First of all, I haven't made a save in a while, so let's just do that. And now what I want to check before we hit the map is we want to do the Rogue VI mission. Sol system and local cluster. Okay.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, Ms. Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that, but you handled it pretty well.
We had differences of opinion, sir. I hope she at least believed my sincerity.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. Just wanted to let you know what the response was back home. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Okay, we gotta zoom out. There's local. We gotta go to Sol. Yeah. I didn't read it, but it's interesting to note Mars has been colonized. Ice dwarf worlds. Well, there's our answer on is Pluto a planet? What am I looking for here? Oh, got something in the codex, but first. Okay, I gotta find Earth's moon on the map.
The home world and capital of humanity is entering a new golden age. The resource wealth of a dozen settled colonies and 100 industrial outposts flows back to Earth.
I'll get to that in a
fueling
second.
Great works of industry, commerce, and art. The great cities are greening as arcology skyscrapers and telecommuting allow more efficient use of land. Earth is still divided among nation states, though all are affiliated beneath the overarching banner of the Systems Alliance. While every human enjoys a longer and better life than ever, the gap between rich and poor widens daily. Advanced nations have eliminated most genetic disease and pollution. Less fortunate regions have not progressed beyond 20th century technology and are often smog-choked, overpopulated slums. Sea levels have risen 2 meters in the last 200 years, and violent weather is common due to environmental damage inflicted during the late 21st century. The past few decades, however, have seen significant improvement due to recent technological advances.
So anyway, the simple answer, read your anus jokes. Yeah, you can do one in the sequel, and I will probably do it when I get the chance. It upsets an AI. Mars ruins. After 20 years of manned research outposts and nearly a century of robotic exploration, European Space Agency's Lowell City became the first permanent settlement on Mars in 2103. Within a decade, the United States and China had founded permanent settlements as well. Excuse me. Yeah, really, Commander? The South Polar region of Promethe Planum developed a Bermuda Triangle reputation. Satellites detected intermittent mass concentrations and magnetic field shifts. In 2148, prospectors working near Ado Crater discovered an underground complex, Prothean observation post. The odd phenomenon were generated by the operation and discharge of a Mass Effect core, struggling to function despite 50 millennia of neglect. Earth was electrified by the news. Humanity was unequivocally not alone. While courts battled over who owned the ruins, the international scientific community coordinated a massive effort to access, translate, and interpret the data recovered from the facility. The facility proved to be a biosciences observation post, built when Homo sapiens were first evolving on Earth. While the motives of the Protheans are not certain, translated records indicate the facility was in regular communication with automated observation platforms in Earth orbit and on the lunar near side. The half-dozen Mass Effect spaceships found in the facility were presumably used for first-hand observation. So there's interesting implication here that some of the UFO sightings that have happened on Earth right now might have been us catching a glimpse of Protheans. Okay, Earth's moon is what I'm looking for. There it is. You have to highlight it a bit funny. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, is this debris what I think it is? I can get that later. I'm certainly curious what it wants to say about this dumb bounce mobile. Huh.
On my way.
CCCP Luna 23. Oh, right, because we don't have anyone with electronics. Never mind. Unless Thresher Maws are involved, they tend to eat these things. Oh, cool, you can see Earth. That's kind of spiffy. Maybe if I can remember. Though. Red blips. What's out here? Oh, that was a level up. There's Unity capped out. You know what? Let's start getting him electronics. And you, we max out throw, and then I could do stasis next. Ah, I see someone's seen the MST3K movie. Looks like I want to go in here. By the way, where is the entrance? I'm guessing it's supposed to be this discolored thing in front of me, but I see no signs of an entrance. Right. Oh, can I? Yeah, let's make a save here. The game's pretty good about keeping autosaves, but I like to make a hard save when I know I'm about to head into something crazy. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, Liberator 5 heavy armor. Okay, that could be good. No. That is surprisingly much weaker than the Mark IV armor I got right now. Heck, got a red blip. I also love that I can poison robots. Where are you, buddy? Huh. Toxic gas. Awesome. Fortunately, I am able to regen through it. Lights on the optical mainframes flicker and die. The first of the 3 computing clusters containing the eye is offline. I guess I have to go into each of these 3 buildings. Okay. Oh, hey, a storage locker I missed. Hello. And your 5 assault rifle, that any good? These are only... Yeah, I can take the accuracy hit, I think. Not as good as what I have from Thunder 4. Okay. This is fortunately not an aperture facility. We'll just run over. Darn it. Alright. So I guess it's 3 rooms of roughly the same thing, which is a little disappointing. Kinetic barrier fields powering up throughout the bunker complex. Man, what's this? Got a codex entry. Combat drones. Drones are small robots used to support and supplement organic soldiers on the battlefield. They have no artificial intelligence of any kind, but follow fixed, minimally adapted programs. Most varieties employ Mass Effect levitation to improve mobility. All modern armies rely on variable fleets of drones for routine soldiering, static garrisons, patrols, etc. Use of drones in non-critical duties keeps manpower needed down and reduces casualties in low-intensity conflicts. Less advanced races and cultures with less sensitivity to casualties have correspondingly fewer drones in their inventory. Drones are of little use in conventional open field battles as they are poorly armed and armored. In addition to combat drones, support drones are used to assist organic units in the field. Reconnaissance drones are small, stealthy craft that screen combat units in the field and warn commanders when enemies are spotted. Electronic warfare drones supplement battlefield technicians, serving as mobile jammers and electronic intelligence gathering platforms. Military and civilian police utilize Dazzler drones equipped with powerful strobe lights to disorient and subdue intruders using non-lethal force. Drone formations are officially referred to as wings, i.e. deploy the 4th Assault Drone Wing on the left flank. Common soldiers often refer to friendly formations as flocks and enemy formations as swarms. Okay, that's the second one going off. Wait. Yeah, I'll pull it out when I get there. This is more annoying than actively dangerous. Just saying. Oh, hey, a locker I missed. Okay, how many of these stupid things are there left? Oh, that was the exit. Okay, this is the one that's left. Okay, now I'm annoyed. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. far back did it send me? Hello. I'm not going to have to redo the first two again, am I? Yeah, this is the first one again. Better make a save after each one from here on out. Yeah, I think I'll just keep the poison ammo this time. Weird, you think it would have been auto-saving at each building. Oh well, it was a short trip. Okay, then we went over this way. You know what? Make it a little faster. There we go. Guns out, because we know we're into. There we go. This should result in barriers. We'll get that codex marked in a moment. I read that for you already, so don't need to worry about that. That's core number 2 offline again. Gonna be one more barrier. Oh, wait, one more at the exit. Okay, now we're going to get in, we're going to loot the opening room, and then we're going to save. Okay. Stop. Oh, it's not letting me save. Let me... What if I back away a bit more towards where the entrance is? No. Okay, exit the building completely. Because I want to save before I go and handle this again. There we go. Now if I die, I'm not redoing the first 2 buildings again. Okay, we got through it. So, what's breaking these gonna do? Not that it's gonna matter much, I've already killed everything. Additional security drones. Glad I did this one last. Looks like they all just spawned back here. Burst of white noise over all frequencies nearly deafens you. Your hard suit's heads-up display interprets it as a series of zeros and ones. As seen here. They repeat again and again, blanketing all frequencies until the lights on the final VI cluster flicker and die. Specialization class achieved. Your specialization class will replace your base class in the talents on the squad screen. Talent ranks in your base class transfer over to your specialization class. Go to your squad screen to view your bonuses you gain with each rank in your specialization. I guess I'll go with Shock Trooper because their increased health and damage, which goes well with the regen I already have. So let me do a squad check. Ooh, and I can get a max out adrenaline burst with this too. So I guess all future points for now will, unless I get those last two in Charm, I'll try to max out Shock Trooper. Since it's extra health and defense to go along with the regen I took. I don't think I did this in either of my previous playthroughs. You know what? Let me check what tungsten rounds want then. That's damage versus synthetics. You know what? I'll take it because we're... Also, I'm hearing myself from my phone. Let me put a stop to that. There we go. Yeah, you know what? We're going to be facing a lot of Geth, so why not? Ooh, we could take a better rail extension. I'll take the extra shields. And while I'm thinking about it, I could probably give these guys some upgrades. You're the one with no... You're the one I've been giving the medic stuff to because you have no built-in regeneration, so that helps. Okay, we should be able to just get Nameko go back up now. Wrong way. So, while I'm still thinking about it, and because I have nothing better to do right now, let's go look at the Mako. We can inspect it, but we might as well talk to Garrus.
Nice work out there. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Again, interesting thing about Garrus is, in a race whose hat is that they're all good little soldiers, he's the cowboy cop.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. C-Sec's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside C-Sec. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without C-Sec headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Huh. That gave a codex entry. Citadel Security Services, CSEC. Citadel Security is a volunteer police service answering to the Citadel Council. The 200,000 constables of CSEC are responsible for maintaining public order in the densely populated Citadel. They also provide the pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. CSEC has 6 divisions: enforcement, uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel and respond to emergencies; investigation, detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice; customs, screens the thousands of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel's ports every day; network deals with cyber crimes like identity and copyright theft, hacking and viral attacks, and legal activity, artificial intelligences. Special response deals with hostage situations, bombs, heavily armed criminals. In the unlikely event that the attackers aboard Citadel, they are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade equipment. Patrol, naval arm, with ships stationed throughout the Citadel's cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at Citadel, nor do they stay in one place long. Joining CSEC is prestigious. Applications must be sponsored by a Citadel counselor or the ambassador of an associate council race. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police forces of their nation, but an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. CSEC and the Spectres are often at odds. Many CSEC members, notably current executive Palin, believe that allowing Spectres to be above the law is dangerous practice. And we're kind of learning that with Saren now, aren't we? The actions of Saren... Oh, as I just said, the actions of Saren Artrius lend credence to this position. These Spectres, in turn, are aggravated when CSEC's dedication to procedure and due process hampers their investigations. And with that, it's 10:52, so I'm going to call it here. We're not going to get much more done in the next few minutes. We still have, like, we should do the mercenaries and missing persons quests. And with that done, it would be time to go back to one of the main missions. Probably Pharos. Because again, I know she's a party member, but I want to do this one last because something really funny happens if you do it last. So, okay. Save again just to be super safe. And let's go find someone to raid. Oh, I didn't have my channel open, so I can't go get to my following page quickly. Alright, let me get my channel open in the background, so I'll be in the raid. Who's up to something interesting? See now. Oh, hey, Captain Clever's about. It's a favorite of mine. He's streaming is very on and off. He's currently playing Arctic Adventure, so let's go say hi. So, This Thursday, I'll get back to more Mass Effect. Friday's stream is actually canceled this week because my dad and sister are going away. That means I'm going to be alone in the house with the new kitten. So I'd rather not bother streaming that night to make sure I can keep an eye on the little fuzzball, make sure she's taken care of properly. So yeah, this Thursday will be my last stream for the week. More Mass Effect. See everyone then. Later. And thanks for stopping by.